guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull and boring moment in crypto, finance, or the stock market. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now today, yes, it is Monday. I do have my cup of tea, believe it or not, because I haven't had a chance to actually get some pods for the coffee machine. But anyway, still has caffeine. Literally got 3 of them in there right now. That's no BS. Look at that. It's wild. Anyway, we're going to go through the crypto news, of course, what's happening in the total crypto market cap tonight, my harvest bots, how they are performing, which is really well today. The market's picked back up, so the bots are moving, which is great. Record user activity and collapse in whale selling should send XRP soaring. Bring it on. Wall Street finally turning staked Solana and Ethereum into dividends, which is really, really cool. I've been waiting for this for a very long time. As everyone knows that's been following me on my channel, we have Trump-linked World Liberty Financial wins an OCC bank approval. That is crazy. And the Clarity Act. We have, of course, President Trump to meet Brian Armstrong, Coinbase, and, of course, Brad Garlinghouse and other crypto leaders as Clarity Act odds collapse to 10%, which is very, very frustrating. And, of course, all the news on X. Let's get into it, guys. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, of course, all my social media. Thank you very much. Everything is linked below, guys, in the video description. If you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification, because you can see right here I love documenting my journey with investing, whether it's with crypto, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course, my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along on this incredible journey. It has been insane, to say the least. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that. So give it a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything, guys. Down there, thank you very much. You rock. Also, a little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my #1 golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto and, of course, any other investment. So be careful. All right. Now, formalities are out of the way. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of emails. My email inbox was still open right here. I'm going to have a sip of a cup of tea. I actually don't mind a cup of tea, to be honest. I think it's quite nice sometimes, but nothing beats my double or triple shot espresso. I'm just putting it out there. We've got $2.18 trillion in total market cap. The volumes are insanely low at $36 billion. Gosh, this needs to be well above $200 billion. So again, that's definitely not there at the moment. We've got ETF outflows, $56 million. That was, of course, on Friday last week. We do have 47 out of 100 on the altcoin season index. So there you go. And we're still at 38. The market is just so flat. It's driving me crazy. Bitcoin is sitting at 63,000 US dollars tonight, which is interesting. I mean, if you look at the last week, in actual fact, if you look at the last month, it has just been absolutely brutally flat. Let me just go here. Let me just click this. Sorry, my computer's quite slow. It's just been flat, literally flat in the last week. And in the last 24 hours, I mean, look at this. It's just brutal. So again, we have to stay bullish. We have to stay optimistic. And again, big things are coming in this space. Whether or not people can stay bullish is a whole nother thing altogether. All right. Ethereum sitting at $1,893. XRP's $1. $1 US. That is insane. We haven't seen that since 2024. Dogecoin at 7 cents. Chainlink $9. Cardano's at 17 cents. Stellar, I'm bullish on Stellar, 15 cents. Litecoin $44. Hedera's at 6 cents. Sui at 67 cents. We have Quant at $55. XDC at 2 cents. Axie Infinity 86 cents. What else we got here? Theta is at 13 cents. Neo is $1.68. Gosh, I can't explain, but I mean, I remember these prices. I mean, XYO, for example, I mean, I did quite well on that. I got in that well and truly in the pennies. And of course, it was coming close to, you know, gosh, 10 cents, I believe it was in the bull market, peak of bull market. I mean, all of these prices were going crazy, as we all know. So let's see what happens there. Now, my harvest bots on EarnCurve. If you haven't gone to join, go do that, earncurveinvest.com. Links are below. And of course, pinned in the the comments, I should say. As you can see right here, the current trades are sitting at 6,218 at the moment in total. Capital deployed is 900 USDT, 716 USDT in total value in the portfolio, because again, when they're buying on the grid, as you can see here, it's holding the assets, so it does fluctuate in value. But overall, they're working really, really well. As you can see down here, I'm running XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XLM or Stellar, and SUI. My Bitcoin bot is, where are we? Up here. That's up 3%, and I started that on the 10th of July. My XLM bot is up 18.6. SUI's at 48.8. Ethereum at 28.4. Solana's at 15.4%, and my XRP grid is at 22.9%. So they're working really well, and of course, it's all based on the market, and everything is being deposited from the trades into my virtual sub account on EarnCurve. That's how it's been built. It's really, really well built and working well, I should say, because again, I put a lot of work into this to make sure it's performing. That's the main thing. People don't want software that does not perform. Sorry, my camera's in the way here. I'll show you the actual deposits today. And again, it works because it's a spot market. I've got 157 USDT in there, and I'm just letting it build up and accumulate. That's what I'm doing. And of course, you can do whatever you want with this capital. Now, if I come to the day, gosh, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades, deposits of USDT into my virtual sub account. If I go to the last week, you can see right here, the market has been very flat. I mean, Bitcoin dropped below 63,000 over the weekend. So again, there you go, but it's still working really, really well. Go check it out. If you have any questions, go to the support page and email me, and I'll get back to you guys. And again, bear with me because I get inundated with emails. Do not communicate with me on social media, especially in the comments pages or on social media like Instagram or TikTok, because there's just too many fake accounts. All right. Now, moving on, we have record user activity and a collapse in whale selling. And again, this should send XRP soaring. And why is it still pinned at $1? And XRP back is, again, in the near $1, even as network activity rebounds, whale deposits to Binance collapse, and derivatives exposure builds near recent lows. The token fell to about 98 cents, which is insane, this week before recovering to $1, according to Crypto Slate data, extending a retreat that has erased much of May's rally. Crowd commentary around XRP simultaneously reached its most bearish level in 3 months across X, Reddit, Telegram. I'm not bearish at all. And beneath that price weakness, several parts of the market have strengthened. More addresses using the XRP Ledger. Large holders are moving less XRP onto Binance, and traders are adding leverage exposure. Be careful with leverage. Do not trade with leverage. You will get wrecked. Yet, fresh investment demand has moved in the opposite direction, while growth in parts of the XRP Ledger's user base has outpaced the capital and transaction value accompanying it, which is interesting. And of course, with the Ledger itself is broadening as capital depth lags. And again, the XRP Ledger activity has returned to its May peak, even though XRP is trading roughly 35% below the price reached during that earlier surge. And the network logged 49,000 active addresses during a 24-hour period this week, the highest level in more than 2 months, and about 3% above the 48,000 recorded when XRP traded above the $1.54 in May, which is, again, I can't wait for that to get back. And the backdrop is a markedly different this time. Sentiment linked part of May's increase to enthusiasm around XRP's price breakout. The latest surge followed weeks of weaker price action, including a drop below $1, which, again, I hope anyone actually scooped that up. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Meanwhile, network participation has since broadened beyond the active address count. Stablecoin holders on the XRP Ledger climbed by 37%, which is interesting as well. That's using RLUSD. Let me know in the comments if you're using that, by the way. I'm always curious about that. Tokenized real-world assets showed a wider gap. The number of real-world assets holders increased by 29%, while the 30-day transfer volume fell by 27%. So again, it's just a very mixed market at the moment. And of course, we've got whale deposits collapse as leverage rebuilds around the $1 mark, which is interesting, with large holders sending far less XRP to Binance, just as derivative traders rebuild exposure around the token's recent lows. and the 3-month average as whale inflows to Binance has fallen to about $61 million, its lowest level since 2021. Crypto quant contributor Dark Frost said the measure stood nearly $456 million in January 2025 and about $355 million in October 2025. So current whale inflows are therefore 6 to 8 times below those earlier levels, sharply reducing the amount of XRP that large holders are moving within reach of Binance's spot market. Anyway, bring that volume over to earn curve, right? Support small businesses, just putting it out there. Now, again, this is a really interesting one. Grayscale, July 17th, SEC filing said Ethereum and Solana staking ETFs would convert staking rewards into cash and distribute them to shareholders at least quarterly, which is really cool. So that's 4 times a year. I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out. And Solana and Ethereum are each weighing protocol changes that will reduce that income at the source. Solana developers want to accelerate disinflation enough to cut the modeled staking yield from 5.84% today to 2.25% within 3 years, which is effectively going to reduce the dividends distributions to shareholders. So what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. Ethereum researchers have filed a draft proposal that would burn an expanding share of validator rewards as more Ethereum gets staked. So, I don't know, from 5.84% to 2.25%, I'd much prefer to hold the underlying asset. That's just me. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. This is an interesting one for President Trump. The OCCC gave World Liberty preliminary conditional approval for a national trust bank built around USD1 stablecoin. That's incredible. If finalized, the bank would place USD1 issuance and the reserve custody under federal supervision while leaving World Liberty financial leverage elsewhere, which is incredible. The Office of Comptroller of the Currency gave World Liberty Financial, a DeFi venture associated with President Donald Trump, preliminary conditional approval to charter a national trust bank built around its roughly $4 billion USD1 stablecoin. That is incredible. Moving on also, we have President Trump to meet Coinbase and Ripple and crypto leaders as Clarity Act odds collapse to 10%. This is brutal. And President Trump, of course, and heads of the SEC and the CFTC are expected to meet crypto and prediction market executives at the White House this week, which will be interesting as industry's biggest legislative priority faces dwindling odds of becoming law this year. Which, again, I don't think President Trump's going to allow, it not to happen. It has to happen. He's going to make it happen. The meeting comes less than a month before the Senate is scheduled to take the next procedural step on the Digital Asset Clarity Act legislation designed to establish federal rules for crypto markets and divide oversight between the SEC and CFTC. It also arrives as both agencies increasingly use their existing authority to shape crypto policy while Congress struggles to finish the broader framework. That is because of the previous administrations, or I'm not going to say Democrats or whatever you want, Elizabeth Warren, putting in and digging in the heels just not to get this through. Just get it through. It's been long enough, right? Moving on to X. Thank you to those 11,800 people. You guys rock. We have trending Bitcoin. Thank you for this one. Michael Saylor said Bitcoin will become the world's largest asset within the next 48 months. Let's see. That's been going up, so it's pretty hard to argue that. And I think he's made a pretty good decision with paying those distributions, but we'll see. We've got President Trump. Crypto reduces pressure on the dollar. Yes, it does. Have a listen to this, guys. Let me play it for you.
Crypto and Bitcoin and all of that went down much less than anybody else as a group. And we've created a very powerful industry, and that's much more important than anything that we invest in. We invest in it, but really that was an industry that wasn't doing particularly well. I got involved with it a couple of years ago. And before the second term, I got involved before I decided to run. I only decided to run because I saw what was happening, and Biden was incompetent, and the administration was crooked and incompetent. And I was in Bitcoin then, not knowing if I was going to do it a third time. So it's become amazing. I mean, it's the jobs that it produces, and I notice more and more you pay in Bitcoin. I mean, people are saying it takes a lot of pressure off the dollar, and it's a great thing for our country. So I don't care about investing. You know, I have kids and they invest in different things. They do believe in it, but I'm president, and what I did do there is build an industry that's very important. And you know, if we didn't have it, China would. Okay.
Absolute facts. And the previous administration, for those of you that have been around this long, understand what we all went through was a disaster. Anyway, we've got Franklin Templeton's Chris Perkins says that crypto will be just fine, even if the Clarity Act doesn't pass, which I think it will. And thanks to the next 3 years of the SEC and CFTC precedent under Atkins and Selig. We've got Bank XRP. Thank you for this one, Legend. We've got 5 million RLUSD burned off Ethereum, gone for good. That's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens with that. Key economic things this week. We have Tuesday, July housing starts data, July pending home sales data. Wednesday, the Fed meeting minutes. Thursday, August Philly Fed manufacturing index. This is in the United States, by the way. Friday, August S&P Global Services and Manufacturing PMI data. The S&P has climbed 13.5% the start of this year, which is just incredible. And of course, will the Fed minutes hint at a September rate cut? I wish that were the same in Australia, but no, our Reserve Bank is just holding those rates really, really tight. And Switzerland's central bank just announced that they own $64 million worth of Bitcoin. The Australian government doesn't own any because we're so backwards here. I don't understand why we don't have a Bitcoin reserve for Australia. I don't know. Got to work it out, guys. Goldman Sachs says that the markets are too aggressive for betting on Fed rate hike. Calls September increase very unlikely. So there you go. Raoul Pal. Again, I've been a fan of Raoul Pal. He's a legend. Go listen to him speak. But listen to this. It's fascinating.
Payment system, building wallets. We've got liquidity flowing. The liquidity, the everything code is in full flow right now. We've got the passing of the Clarity Act coming. We've got the Stablecoin bill finally clearing and being put into play. We've got potentially the end of the entire Iran situation in perpetuity, I think, is up for grabs, which I've been talking about for a while. Is, you know, that's what Trump's alluding to. I think that's what they want. If you could just stay in and do nothing for 10 years, you make all the money.
He's got
and
facts.
It's very, very difficult to trade around the cycle. And if you don't need to, don't. But take lifestyle chips off as and when you can. Sometimes you can't. But all wealth compounds over time.
It's true. It is true. But I mean, in Australia in particular, I don't know if anyone, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are feeling it. The pressures that we're all under at the moment, you know, it's very hard to invest. I get that. That's one of the reasons why I built the Harvard spots, because you just let them trade on their own and let it compound for you with just minimal capital. That's the way it works. So go check it out. Links are below. CZ, we'll end on this. Millionaires won't be able to afford one full Bitcoin, says CZ from Binance. Noting there is 23.6 million US millionaires, but only 20.07 million Bitcoin circulating. So do what you will with that information. Anyway, go check out the Harvard spots, guys. Go sign up, earncurveinvest.com. Links are below. Get trading on it. If you have any questions, just email me. There's a support link there. And I'll look forward to see what happens at the market open tonight. It's going to be very fascinating to see how the stock market goes. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And of course, if you need to read the Money Never Sleeps dividend book, go get it. The link is below. Very important for you guys to learn that. Very, very important. Stay bullish, guys. Thanks very much. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Peace. Ciao.